What's cracking, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got a double header. First in the IG division, we got debuting player Emily Jacobson taking on Winston Marshall. But the big main event, the ShireWolves defending the belts against critically acclaimed. Whitney and Bibbs are a monster team, but I'm riding with the ShireWolves forever and always. So without further ado, let's get this thing started.
That's the famous Stallone mug.
I want to know if you do yourself the honor of maybe like kind of marrying me.
That blue fairy thing, scripture. Yeah. Watch Pinocchio, it's the blue fairy guy.
Whoa!
Wow.
We just went explicit.
Wow.
I love this. Upset.
Don't even look me in the eye. He's upset about that blue fairy.
Red in the face.
Yeah. In Harlow.
That blue fairy sucks my balls!
I got the right answer. How many points? I did not bet enough points.
What? GTE! I win?
I'm a firm believer in trial and error, and I believe my client is on trial in error.
Mark Riley is your winner, advancing to the next round. Destruction. Today has no points left, and Mark Riley is the winner. That Mark Riley, you won the entire Ultimate Schmoedown. You get to hell.
Peace out, Mother F's.
Long live the Schmoedown!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
40 competitors going at it. Who's going to be the last person standing? 5 competitors will start at the table. People who have the lowest amount of points on the desk will be eliminated, and then new competitors will enter.
You never know who's coming down the ramp next.
You guys can be there to watch it all go down in downtown LA.
Give it up for John Humphrey.
Wow, Merwin has not missed. Head to head to head to head to figure out who is the ultimate champion here. This is something special.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the movie
Fellas, Ken, our dream as adults is one day be the announcers for a minor league baseball team. Today, we have two, I don't want to call them minor leaguers, but I know this, they're about to step up to the majors.
What the word you're looking for is prospect, Mark. These are prospects, some who've got a taste of action, some who are making their debut, but all competitors fresh to the Inner Geekdom division here today.
That's right, Winston Marshall, not exactly fresh to the Schmoedown. You guys have probably seen him compete in
He is fresh, though.
division. He is he's the very definition of fresh. In Anarchy, he was thrown together with Stacey Howard, and they competed very well against the Founding Fathers. But I think Winston looked at the landscape of the Schmoedown, he looked at having a teammate, and he said, you know what? I was backstage at a live event. I watched the Inner Geekdom happen. I think I'm throwing my hat in that ring. How do you think he fares?
Well, there's something to be said about realizing, yeah, you got friends, you got teammates, but you want to step up and do it yourself. It's like when you get to the second hour of Top Golf and you're lining up and you're like, this is all me. It's not about my friends.
It's not about Josh McCougan coaching you anymore, though we may need it. So now you look at the other side of the ledger. You look at the challenger in today's match, a young lady who has never competed in the Schmoedown until right now, and that is Emily Rose Jacobson. She knows a hell of a lot about the Inner Geekdom. She has some strengths, maybe some weaknesses on that wheel too. She's going up against somebody who knows a lot about the Inner Geekdom and definitely can talk some trash.
Here's the thing. Emily Rose Jacobson, which sounds like a great character in some kind of graphic novel. Like, it just really does. Like, she's going to solve some problems here. She's a rising personality in the geek community. She knows her stuff, but then you've got to bring the knowledge into the Schmoedown and see if you can compete with the fires burning around you and Winston across from you in the crowd, RB3 staring at you from behind the camera. It's intimidating, but I have a lot of faith in her ability and her knowledge, so this is going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, you look at the landscape of the Inner Geekdom division right now. You have your Mount Rushmore, and then you have a lot of contenders chomping at the bit to get chiseled right alongside them. And now we take a look at the pre-interview for today's match.
Well, my confidence level for my first ever Inner Geekdom match going in, I'm feeling probably about at a strong 7. I've been really practicing this week, and I've had a great trainer, my cute boyfriend, Adam Hlavik, really helping me prep for this, and I'm just really filled with excitement at this point, so yeah, we're rested on that nice 7 right now.
I'm by myself. So the thing is, I can't have Eric or Stacy carry me anymore, all right? Now it's time for me to get out here and talk a lot of shit.
I'm feeling really, really strong, and I know that throughout these next couple of weeks and months, I'm just going to keep studying, keep rewatching films, and really just rise in the ranks in the Inner Geekdom.
I really only know, 5 things. Pixar, Disney, MCU, some about Batman, Ninja Turtles. That's about it.
Definitely Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and the MCU. Still working on that DCU, Marvel, and DC, but those main 3, that's what I've got.
I'm not here for a belt. Who needs a belt? I'm wearing joggers. I don't need a belt. I'm just here to get in your head.
Well, yesterday I ended up slamming my toe against a vacuum cleaner, so I've got a bandage, I've got it splinted. The pain will inspire my competition today.
If I get exposed, I get exposed, man. It is what it is. But I'll tell you this. Don't let me get on a run, because I will dance the entire match. It's a whole different Winston. Y'all don't even know about this yet.
You know what? We're both amazing and awesome geeks, and you know what? May the best geek win.
All right, well, Ken, you see there, Winston Marshall saying he doesn't necessarily need a belt in his future. He's just here to get inside his opponent's head. But his opponent today, Emily Rose Jacobson, now we saw from that interview, she clearly is good friends with Adam Hlavik. She knows how to be coached. She knows how to learn. She knows how to prepare herself for a match like what we have today.
Look, it looks like her and Adam Hlavik have gone out for a few raspberry phosphates.
Leave room for the Holy Ghost.
And I think I think Adam has a lot lot of experiences, and if he can give any kind of insight, it'd be valuable. But this is about Emily striking out and making a name for herself today, and I think she's motivated. And Winston, you know, I love this guy. I once at a Schmo live event, me and him alternated taking prom photos. We held each other for about an hour, for all the photos at the fan meet and greet. And I love this guy, but let's see if he can really step up today.
All right, well, go to Ken's Facebook page for more on those images. But like we said, Ken, these two competitors are just one of many who are looking at that match and saying, one day that's going to be me.
Absolutely. The title is the goal. Yeah, unless you're Winston and you don't need belts, kind of like me at a buffet. But I think he still wants the title.
Let's move on to notable accomplishments. And I'm getting word from our producers that these competitors are about to have some notable accomplishments, but we don't necessarily have any yet. So, Ken, I'm just going to ask you, are you ready to do this thing today?
Yeah, you know, they've got some strengths, I'll tell you that. Little mini tail of the tape, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, MCU, Family Rose, MCU, DC, and ninja movies. Obscure ninja movies for Winston. Surf ninjas might come up today. So I think now we're ready, Bart.
We are ready, and that means it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. Handling the introduction duties today is the golden throat of Ken Knapsack.
All right, I'll do my best. And introducing first, making her Schmoedown debut with a record of 0 wins and 0 losses, looking to make her mark today, Emily the Rose Jacobson.
Captain Marvel flair?
That is, yeah, little Stark Industries. I love Winterfell. I think they're going to take the throne.
That is actually a reference to Tony Stark, who factors into the MCU quite prominently.
Never heard of him, but her opponent, representing the world's finest, making his Schmoedown Inner Geekdom debut, Winston Blackman Marshall. Here we go. Wait. Oh my God! Winston has appeared in glorious Dragon Ball Z fashion. That's like everything from Goku and Danny Fernandez's tutelage. Yeah. Has served me well. He is indeed Goku, who is a hero in the world of DBZ. Will Winston be the hero today? He certainly has multiple suds at his disposal. The Rose only with a glass of water. Now, Emily, I noticed there was a bit of a limp as you got to your desk. Are you okay? Are you physically able to compete today?
You know what? I'm in a little bit of pain, but I'm going to power through it. And I'm going to use...
The Inner Geekdom has a history of competitors playing through the pain. Winston, you look like you're on cloud 9, not a care in the world.
Yeah, this is my Nimbus cloud right here. So it's pretty good.
Let's see. Pours his beverage of choice. We will get into the rules in round number 1 for the Inner Geekdom division. Here's how it's going to work. It's the first of 3 rounds in today's match. You're going to hear 10 questions from 10 different corners of the Inner Geekdom galaxy. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. We're going to ask you a question from up here at the answer desk. Once you hear the question, simply write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard we have provided. So kindly, we gave you a magic marker as well. Now you write that down. Try to keep your penmanship legible, because once we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show that whiteboard to the camera and so we can see it at the same time you say it into the microphone. Now I'll remind each competitor that you have about 15 seconds to get that question answered. If you need to buy yourself some more time, or you just need to think of the answer, you can use one of your 3 JTE rules, which you can use throughout the duration of the match. You also each have 1 challenge to use. Ken, I think I got all the rules out of the way. How'd that sound to you?
It sounded great. The JTE rules named after the famed Ecuadorian scooter rider, Josh Tapp.
Winston, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
The Rose, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Let's get ready to Schmoedown! Ken Knapsack will be asking the first question.
All right.
The Inner Geekdom match.
First question comes in the category of Star Trek. In the opening sequence of Star Trek Into Darkness, the crew is trying to stop what natural disaster from happening on planet Nibiru?
I hear that on Planet Nibiru they are opening a Topgolf.
We should go. We should probably go.
And then early investors in Topgolf.
Early investors
A
in Topgolf.
volcano erupting.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Winston, your answer was?
A volcano eruption?
It was, in fact, a volcano eruption with the illustration to accompany it. Did the Rose have it?
Mass extinction.
It was not mass extinction, although a volcano can contribute to that. Emily finds herself in an early 1-0 hole.
Yo, real talk, I've never seen a Star Trek movie before, so that was... I just summoned all my ki for that one.
So good. I've seen that one twice.
Let's hope the luck doesn't run out.
I love that
early there.
Winston does not know Star Trek, but he does know his history on the planet Nibiru.
He does.
Your next question comes from the world of Middle Earth. This is Middle Earth, could be Lord of the Rings, Hobbit movies, some appendices in there if they were in the movies. Your question is, what is the name of the character played by Hugo Weaving in the Middle Earth films? I don't know how long we've been doing this, but I like that we're calling it the Middle Earth films.
That makes some sense
You
there.
know?
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, we were trying to stretch it into 6
Elrond.
movies. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. The Rose, what do you have?
Ander, I know it's close.
It is not Ander.
No.
Does Winston have it?
If it makes you feel any better, I just wrote High Elf White Hair.
I mean,
That's his nickname in the streets. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all were using his government name.
Yeah.
That's his street name.
that's true.
Street name.
Elrond.
Oh, gosh.
The name we were looking for.
Lord Elrond.
1-0 there. Going to the third question. Category is MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Frank Grillo appears by which villain name in Captain America Civil War?
The name of the character there?
Looking for the character.
I am a Frank Grillo supporter.
Can you repeat the question?
We got one.
JT.
We got one. Frank Grillo appears by which villain name in Captain America Civil War?
Anyway, back to my Frank Grillo praising.
He's got cheekbones that I really envy.
Got good
And
cheekbones.
like
Guy clearly works out, takes Centrum.
that.
Winston a fumble.
Looking for an answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Winston.
Crossbones?
That is correct for points.
Crossbones. The Rose get on the board.
I just did Winter Soldier. Armin Soma.
Hey, it's still an answer, although it is incorrect. And so now Winston taking an early 2-0 advantage. And can we see so many times with rookies up on the desk under the white hot spotlight, you got to get that first point, and then you start building some momentum.
It's kind of like a stand-up comic needing to get that first laugh. I've been waiting 10 years for that.
It's right around the corner, I promise you, but
Yeah.
maybe in Chicago, April 12th.
Oh.
Harry Potter is the next category, and in the world of Harry Potter, your question is, Helena Bonham Carter first appears as the villainous Bellatrix Lestrange in which Harry Potter film?
That's a good question.
That's a great character. She reminds me of every girl in high school I tried to date.
Bellatrix Lestrange or Helena Bonham Carter?
Little column A, little column B.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Order of the
1.
Phoenix.
Pens down, and we go to the Rose.
The Goblet of Fire.
It's not the Goblet of Fire. Does Winston
It's
have
Order
it?
of the Phoenix. Damn it!
It is Goblet of It is Order of Phoenix. Order of the Phoenix. Winston also having Goblet of Fire, and we move on to the world of Marvel movies, and the question will be asked by Mr. Knapsack.
All right, fifth question, category Marvel. Marvel in Venom. Who played Eddie's girlfriend, Anne?
You ever see the Venom? I know you don't make every movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen a movie since 2015.
Well, hopefully your parents will release that embargo
Michelle
they have
Williams.
on their son's viewing habits. Go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are simpatico, and we go to Winston for the answer.
I got nothing.
He does not have it. Does the
I'm
Rose?
gonna say a good actor.
It is a good actress.
Hey, let's go.
The crowd so wanting the Rose to get on the board, they cheered for her answer.
They did.
A good actress. Need a lot more specificity than that. The answer is Michelle Williams.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Michelle Williams.
That's right.
So we move on to heroes and villains. Heroes and villains, and your question is, who plays former wet work agent Victoria Winslow in 2010's Red?
After I have dinner at Sizzler, I'm a wet work agent.
That is a very gross joke. And I
It
will
is.
not.
Oh. Helen Mirren.
Go down the rabbit hole. I won't go to Sizzler. Had a burger there one time. Never going back.
I can change your mind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to the Rose.
Not Liv Tyler.
It is not Liv Tyler.
It's definitely not Liv Tyler.
Does Winston have it?
No, I don't. I'll put the woman from Weeds, but that's not it at all.
Good show, but no.
A very good show. The answer is Helen Mirren, the
That's
all-time
not
great.
right.
Helen Mirren.
I just kept wanting to say Meryl Streep, but that's not right.
It is not right.
And it feels like, as opposed to one competitor getting the other one's head, it feels like our dear head writer, Chris Galiski, is in both of their heads right now. The answers are on the tip of their tongue, Ken. They can't quite muster it in time to get it on the whiteboard. The next question comes from what world?
Seventh category is DCEU. DCEU, a recent article on Playboy.com written by Mark Ellis, says that the DCEU might eventually pass Marvel's MCU. They're playing the long game. Check it out on Playboy.com.
Drunk when I wrote, Ken. Back to you.
All right. The question is, who plays Mira in Aquaman?
Okay, so I asked you about Venom.
Yeah.
I don't even need to bother asking about Aquaman.
No, I just rewatched season 1 of Game of Thrones.
Okay. Well, that's very healthy viewing habits you have there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Winston.
I mean, we were just talking about this, Amber Heard.
It is, in fact, Amber Heard. The Rose have
I
it.
said Catherine Tate.
Everybody wants her to get the correct answer
They do.
to get on the board. Now, Winston only with a 3-0 lead, so not taking full advantage, but we move on to the last 3 categories in round number 1. And your next one is going to be in the wild, wonderful world of a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars. Star Wars. We have some fans here today, and your question is, what is the name of Ben Mendelsohn's character in Rogue One? Just need the last name. Just need the last name here.
I can't compete.
You are not allowed to compete, but I will let you say the answer.
Credit.
And this one may have stumped them again.
Man.
I'm not seeing a lot of activity. Winston thinks he's got something.
Winston's working.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to Winston. What do you have?
Can I have Ken answer it for me?
You may not have Ken. This is not Phone a Friend.
Diego Luna?
It is not Diego Luna. That's the other actor in the movie. Did the Rose have it?
I just threw a smiley face with a thumbs up.
Smiley face.
We were looking for director Orson Callan Krennic, or Krennic would have been accepted there.
He even
Ken,
got the
if you
middle
would've just
name.
answered this one, this would've gone a
I
lot
would have got
better.
you a point.
I wouldn't have had the whole audience laugh at me.
Yeah.
That's, no.
That's also part of the fun.
At least you
right?
answered, you guessed with an actual actor from the film
Yeah.
instead of a drawing.
Yeah.
Drawing sword.
It was
It's a nice illustration.
3-0 lead here. 3-0 lead. This is looking like the most recent Super Bowl. But let us go on to number 9 in the category of mixed bag. Lena Headey plays Queen Gorgo in which 2006 film?
Need the title of that movie, Ken, and I thoroughly enjoyed the last Super Bowl. I know a lot of people didn't.
Can you repeat the question again?
We got a second repeat coming in. Lena Headey plays Queen Gorgo in which 2006 film?
Is that 300? Is that 300?
I enjoyed the nap I took in the middle of it. It was very good.
It wasn't the best game, I'll give you that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, we go to the Rose. Did you have it?
Nope.
She did not have it. Does Winston for a 4-0
I
lead.
started to write Queen of the Damned, but that movie came out like way before.
It would not have been Aaliyah starring in Queen of the Damned. It was, in fact, 300. 300. A numeral that we will not get close to in this match.
Oh, yeah.
Was that shade? I'm sorry.
It's a derivative. I mean, we got 3-0. You need
Yeah.
1 more 0, dog. So, like,
Winston has a point.
So now we move on to your Patreon question. This is a Patreon question. It comes to you from our good friend Andy Schick. Give Andy a hand. Thank you, Andy, for supporting this program. If you are not yet a supporter of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown on Patreon, check it out. Select which tier is right for you. Got a lot of live events coming up, a lot of articles, postcards you can check out. It's all at the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. So Andy Schick wanted a question in the category of DC movies. These are DC movies, not necessarily DCU. These could be any DC movies. And his question is, professional wrestler Robert Jeep Swenson played what DC villain in the year 1997?
Dang!
So I'm not going to give you the movie, just give you the year.
Great year. I had hair back that year.
I've seen pictures from that year, and you look fantastic.
I had long hair.
Great alternative rock
Batman and
DJ,
Robin.
Ken Ramsey.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Perfect round,
1.
baby!
Pens down, we go to the Rose.
Was it Bane?
It was Bane! Well, look at that, man. They wrap up with, I would say, maybe the hardest question of the bunch, the background question. They end up, Winston got a point as well, so it is now 4-1, and I feel like our kind barbs towards them maybe goose them into getting some correct answers.
Look, here's the thing. It's not about the score, it's about the win, and this is still a close game. 4-1 is a great score. Down 3 points going into round 2. Emily's not in a bad spot. Winston's got to grab control of this game if he wants to take it home, and I think we're ready for round 2.
In round number 2, here's how it works, competitors. Again, this is round 2 of 3 total rounds. This is known as the wheel round, the wheel of justice, doom, and both competitors' fates. You see that wheel right there? It's got 10 slices on it from 10 different corners of the inner geekdom galaxy, as well as your typical opponent's and spinner's choice. Each competitor gets a spin at the wheel. Whatever category you land on, you're going to have to answer 5 questions from that category. Each question is worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, there is stealing available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, you can simply say, I want multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1 point. If you don't like the category you spin, you are allowed another spin as long as it didn't land on the doomed opponent's choice. And I'd like to remind everybody that the wheel for today's match is a sponsored wheel from our Schmoedown patron. Give a hand for Jeremy Hastings. Jeremy Hastings sponsoring the wheel. His wheel-sponsored slices that he likes are the DCEU and the MCU, Ken. So he's a big fan of current comic book films. Thank you, Jeremy, for your support of the Schmoedown Patreon. So the Rose is on the board, Ken, with 1 point to her name. Winston Marshall has 4 points, meaning, Winston, you have the option of either spinning that wheel right now or deferring to your opponent.
Ladies first.
All right.
All right, here comes the Rose again. Injury could be a
She's going
factor.
to limp on over, and that shows her grit, her determination to get this.
And look, she grabs the wheel from the wheel just the way it was. Didn't have to remind her about the peg situation.
Yeah.
And here it goes, round and round.
Still got the same pegs, but
And we know that she likes what the Harry Potters,
Harry
the Middle
Potters.
Earth. What's it going to land on?
It's a good spin.
Wheel
It's still
is
going.
a good spin.
that's the Star Wars.
Is it
would
going
have
to
been
be
my choice.
DCU? DCU.
Do you want to
It's one of Jeremy's slices.
keep that, or do you want to spin again?
You know, I'll spin again.
She's going to spin again. She's going to spin again. Spin his head. Spin his head.
All right. There goes that wheel. Spinning round and around. You know, Ken, it may just be my 38-year-old eyes, but I have a feeling that wheel ticker's getting a little tired.
It is getting tired.
I think we're due for a Home Depot trip.
Yep.
And it's going to be
Black
DC
Jesus.
movies.
Oh,
You don't
no.
know.
No. Oh, no.
Winston's here when you spin away from the DCEU. So, Winston, what slice would you like to give the Rose?
Well, again, since Ken has completely destroyed this category, I'm gonna give her Star Wars.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You've answered all of the questions, Ken.
So it's going to be Star Wars on the wheel. And
Star Wars it
because
is.
Ken is such a Star Wars fan, I will allow myself to ask the Star Wars questions. I'm kidding, Ken, please. Without further ado, you may ask the Star Wars question.
Thank you, Mark. The Rose, you're going to get 5 questions in this round. 5 questions in this round. Question number 1. How many years after episode 2 did episode 3 take place?
3 years.
Multiple choice.
A 2, B 3, C 5, D 10.
3.
That is correct. That is correct. We got a point. We got a point.
That is the point.
All right. Next question. In Return of the Jedi.
My favorite movie.
It is. Who points to R2-D2 that if they fall out of the Ewok's net, it's a very long drop?
Han.
C-3PO.
That's correct for 2 points. We got a tie game.
Ken.
Tie game. All right. Third question out of 5. What kind of creatures do the Tuscan Raiders ride?
Bantha track.
Multiple choice.
A. Minoc. B. Tauntaun. C. Bantha.
Bantha.
D. Rancor.
Bantha.
That's correct for a point. She takes the lead.
It's got to be a nice feeling to get the lead after a very tough round 1. She's starting to find her feet here in round 2.
Yes.
Even though one of those feet is currently broken.
Fourth question. In The Empire Strikes Back, my favorite Star Wars film, which character exclaims, "You're not actually going into an asteroid field," upon learning of Han's risky plan?
Leia.
That's correct for 2 points.
It's a very good movie. I don't want to take anything away from it.
Our princess, our general, Leia. All right, final question. Sticking with all right, final question yet. I started to read a Star Trek question.
Whoa!
Uh-oh.
All right, bring that Trekkie stuff in here.
As Jar Jar Binks said, settle. How long did Han Solo serve in the Imperial Academy before abandoning it to join Beckett's crew?
6 months?
Multiple choice.
A. 2 years. B. 3 years. C. 4 years. D. 5 years.
2 years?
Incorrect. Possible steal?
3.
That is correct for a steal.
That's
1
a
point
big steal from Winston, but hats off to the Rose, who she spun the opponent's choice. Winston saddled her with Star Wars, and yet she managed to have quite a favorable round number 2, despite that steal right there at the end.
Well, I was just gonna ask, did y'all just like reset all the questions or whatever?
Still a lot of things.
Ken answered all the questions, so now we're back to square one. Winston, it is now your turn to spin the wheel. Please spin from the wheel and not the peg, and you don't have to give it your best Goku spin because the wheel's feeling a little tired today. Oh, here we go. Worried about that one. Here we go, Ken. Winston, if he gets on a run here, he's going to have quite an advantage going into round number 3. The potential for 10 points is out there right now.
Yeah, he does need this here.
Oh, but he could have spun opponent's choice too. Spin Star Trek, he's going to spin again.
Spin again.
Yeah, spinning away from Star Trek.
That would have been interesting, 2 opponent's choice.
The only thing Winston fears more than opponent's choice is the Star Trek way. So here it comes, and Ken,
Hopefully he hasn't tipped his hand.
Right
Has he
there.
tipped his hand?
It's
no!
There goes the Harry Potter. Winston taking a few victory laps. Wow. That is quite a spin. Harry Potter. Boy.
Look at that.
They win. Sunshine drama.
MCU.
All right, so he's not able to will it all the way to the MCU, but he is going to settle into the wild world of Harry Potter. And Winston, your first of 5 questions here in the world of Harry Potter. When wizards cast the spell Expectro Patronum, the spell takes the form of an animal. What animal does Luna Lovegood's spell turn into? I have no idea if that's an easy or hard question.
I don't.
I do know time.
One choice.
Rabbit.
And we're going to go to 5.
Multiple choice.
Oh, so excuse me, your options are, is it A, a stag, B, a rabbit, C, a cat, or D, a horse?
Rabbit.
Pretty sure it's a cat.
It is not a cat for a 1-point steal.
Rabbit.
It is in fact a rabbit. All right.
Damn.
Come on.
Your next question. Your next question is the world of Harry Potter, Winston. In the Harry Potter franchise, there are 3 unforgivable curses. What is the name of the curse that inflicts excruciating pain on the recipient, torturing them?
Come on.
If I mispronounce it, I'm not gonna get it right.
We're a little lenient on the pronunciation.
The Cruciatus curse.
It's like Just give me the multiple choice, because it's like septum something.
Is it
Give me
A,
multiple choice.
Avada Kedavra?
No.
D, Reducto Curse?
No.
C, Imperious Curse?
No.
Or D, Cruciatus Curse?
D.
Oh, see, I know the oh shit, I know the words. It's like spectrum. Repeat the answers one more time.
That's going to be JT Roy, I believe.
Okay.
Is it A, Avada Kedavra? B, Reducto
Cruciatus.
Curse? C, Imperious Curse? Or D, Cruciatus Curse?
Cruciatus Curse.
Give him a point.
Yeah. It's like septum. I am.
Invocation.
Thank you.
All right, off camera, getting some
Oh yeah.
advice on that question that was just asked, so no rules infringement. Your next question, Winston, this is your third one. In Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, who plays Down-to-Earth Witch and former Aurer Tina Goldstein?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Catherine
Catherine
Waterston,
Waterston.
B, Gemma Arterton, C,
Catherine
Miranda
Waterston.
Richardson, or D, Allison Sudol?
A.
A.
It is A for a point. Catherine Waterston is the answer.
He's hanging tough.
Your penultimate question that could possibly give you the lead in round number 2. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, how many points each were Harry, Ron, and Hermione deducted after being caught by Malfoy for wandering around after bed hours?
Ten.
I have a solid guess, but I'm gonna say multiple choice.
Is it A, 10 points,
10.
B, 15 points each, C, 25 points each, or D, 50 points each?
C.
It is not C. Does the Rose have it for 1 point steal?
15 points.
You said good.
15 B?
It is actually 50 points each.
I thought so, but I was like, that's way too high for bedtime, but...
All right, Winston. Your last question. In the world of Harry Potter, in the Chamber of Secrets, what one word does Hermione write on the piece of paper Harry found in her hand after she had been petrified?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, basilisk, B, diary, C, myrtle, or D, pipes?
Myrtle?
A.
It is not A for the steal and the 2-point lead going into round 3, the Rose.
Can I repeat?
Is it of the question, or is it just the answer?
Just the answers.
The answers I can give you for free. A, basilisk, B, diary,
Myrtle.
C, myrtle, or D, pipes.
C, myrtle.
That is incorrect. We're looking for D, pipes.
That's where the basilisk
And
is.
so,
Yeah.
Jim, a very tough question. As far as my knowledge goes, the Star Wars ones, I knew some of those. The Harry Potter ones, I don't know how to read.
Yep.
Regardless, it is now 8-7, and we have us quite a competitive Intergeekdom match going into round number 3. It's 8-7. Emily the Rose Jacobson on top.
A field goal could decide this one here, and yeah, this is what we're talking about. You got to get to the finish line. The finish line is the win. It's not about the points. And Emily paced herself. She stayed in there, and it goes in the third round with the lead. So that's what's important. But Winston, I think, has got it in him. He knows these answers.
And this is the last round. This is the round that will decide the match. In round number 3, each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers range from 1 to 16. So you give us your 3 number choices. They each correspond to a different category up here at the answer desk. The first question we ask you is worth 2 points. Your next question is worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points, and will determine the match. So, Emily the Rose Jacobson, you are in the lead, so you give us your 3 numbers first. What do you like?
2, 8, and 14.
2, 8, and 14 are the numbers. And now Winston.
12, 10, and 7.
12, 10, and 7 for Winston. I'll be administering Winston's questions. Ken will handle the duties for Emily the Rose. Winston, we start with you. You have a 1-point deficit, and you chose category 10.
12, 10, and then 7.
12, yeah. 12, 10. I love when competitors switch the orders of the numbers. You switched 12. You chose number 12. And Winston, I'm not sure how you're going to feel about your category for 2 points. The question is, in the world of Star Trek movies.
Oh, no. You know how I feel about it.
Your question question is, for 2 points, which Star Trek franchise star directed Star Trek Insurrection?
Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes.
Patrick Stewart.
That is incorrect. Looking for Jonathan Frakes.
Jonathan
Frakes. He hosts a lot of ghost hunting shows, I believe, too.
I want to go ghost hunting.
With Jonathan Frakes. So now we stick with Winston. Winston, this is now going to be your 3-point question. It is from category number 10. You selected villains. Category of villains. And here's your question. In V for Vendetta, who played the totalitarian leader, Chancellor Sutler?
Chancellor Sutler. I believe that's John Hurt. John Hurt.
I very clearly have his face in my mind. Bald guy, goatee, fuck me.
I'm gonna go to 5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple, JT.
You can use JT roll.
That's what I meant, JT.
Your question is,
JT.
in V for Vendetta, who played the totalitarian leader, Chancellor Sutler?
John Hurt.
Ben Kingsley.
Not Ben Kingsley, looking for John Hurt.
Yep.
John Hurt is the answer. And so now, Winston, it all comes down to this for you, my friend. The 5-point question. You chose the category of Ken. Help me out.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. If they should fire wars, please let these Star Wars stay.
Will Winston stay on the desk? Will he force Emily the Rose Jacobson to answer a question, or will this be a TKO? It all comes down to this question. Winston, for 5 points in the world of Star Wars, your question is, in Return of the Jedi, what type of ship ended up bringing down the Star Destroyer Executor? Go to 5.
JT.
I don't know the name of
Last
it.
one.
Last one. In the film Return of the Jedi, what type of ship ended up bringing down the Star Destroyer Executor?
Just gotta take a shot, right? A Y-wing.
And your winner, with a final score of 8-7, Emily Jacobson. We were looking for the A-wing, piloted by Arthur Kryden, the A-wing that took down the
Flies in there. We also would have accepted the front of a Cadillac. That's what was used for the crash scene. Ken, what a match we had here today. The score is not going to indicate it, but this was a back-and-forth match. Emily the Rose Jacobson finding her feet in round number 1 as Winston surged to a lead. It was a tough round 2 for Winston, and then round 3 just could not get the categories he wanted.
You gotta stick the landing, and that's not what happened today for Winston, but he is such an energetic and charismatic competitor. I hope we haven't seen the last of him here. I hope he can pull himself up and dust himself off and keep going. But Emily, what a debut coming in here. Yeah, she struggled early on, but like we kept saying, you gotta hang in there. You gotta dig deep. You gotta hang tough like a New Kids on the Block song, and that's what she did.
She certainly had the right stuff, Ken, and now we are going to throw it to our post-game announcer, Emma Fife, who's going to have an interview with both the winner and the loser. Take it away, Emma.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Emma Fife, your Inner Geekdom League commissioner here with the victorious Miss Emily Rose Jacobson. Emily, congratulations on your win today.
Thank you.
Now, Emily, I know that you were putting a lot of effort into preparing for this match. Were you surprised how you felt when you actually got out there on the desk under the lights?
Definitely, the nerves definitely hit in that first round. I was just sitting there, really just
picking my brain.
Yes.
But as soon as I got that Bane question, that's when the tides turned.
I was going to say, you got off to a slow start, but as you say, and as Mark was saying, once you get that 1 point, that kind of launches you on the trajectory of continuing to get points from there on out. Now, when you were given Star Wars in round 2, because you did unfortunately spin opponent's choice, how did you feel about that?
I was actually kind of happy. I had forgotten to list Star Wars as one of my strengths, and so I was more worried that it was going to be a lot more prequel, a lot more side movie questions, but the fact that it was a lot of the original trilogy really played in my favor.
And, your fears were very well founded, because we do literally have an entire Star Wars league, and I think there was some strategy in what Winston was doing in giving you Star Wars, thinking, oh, we've asked every Star Wars question they could possibly ask, but turns out there's a lot of things you could ask about Star Wars.
Apparently. No, yeah, I was very terrified when he said that while giving me the category.
Yeah. Well, and you didn't actually even have to answer any questions in the final round there, though. Do you feel like because you'd gotten on such a roll after you say getting that 1 point and then performing quite well in round 2, that you could have continued that streak into round 3?
I think so, depending on the category. I definitely knew the answer to Winston's Star Trek question, so that was kind of giving me a little bit momentum in that, okay, cool, if I have to go into the third round, I'm feeling really good about it.
Awesome. So I assume then that you're not done with Inner Geekdom, and we'll see you back around these parts sometime soon.
Indeed. I am not finished here. I'm going to keep on climbing my way towards the top.
And next time, answering more questions in round 1.
Yes.
I have the utmost confidence in your abilities, Emily.
It was certainly a lot of fun watching that post-interview just now. And Emily, the Rose Jacobson, you cannot say enough about how exciting it is to have her and Winston. I would throw them in this category of worthy challengers to perhaps the eventual crown, or the better word would be belt.
Belt is a thing there. Yeah, I think what I learned today here is that sometimes the lights will shake you. Getting in the ring for the first time will shake you, but it's all about staying through to the end, and I think that's what Emily did today.
You got to get those early punches. You got to absorb it, and then you can come back and answer some questions. That's exactly what we saw with an 8-7 victory of Emily the Rose Jacobson over Winston Blackman Marshall. What a match it was. Had a pleasure calling it with you, Ken. I want to remind everybody out there, not only check out the Schmoedown Patreon, but also our live events coming up March 23rd is the free-for-all right here in Los Angeles. You can get tickets at the Schmoedownlive.com, and do not forget about Star Wars Celebration. Hey, we're going to be there. April 12th is going to be a fatal 5-way in the convention center. The winner of that will go on to April 13th live event at the Athenaeum Theater in downtown Chicago to face Alex Damon. You can also get tickets for my comedy show at markellislive.com, the Schmoedownlive.com. Go to the websites, use the HTTP. Ken Knapsack, where can the kids find you?
You can find me at Ken Knapsack across all social media platforms and hanging out with you all on the internet.
That's Ken. I'm Mark for Christian Harloff. We'll see y'all real soon around the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Now on to the main event, baby! ShireWolves!
Feeling good?
Yeah, I think we just do what we do. Go out there and keep calm.
Yep, talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
No knee-jerk reactions.
Yep, just play it one round at a time.
Always.
That's it. That's all we do. Yep, and just breathe, chill. It's fine.
Well, it's the ShireWolves. Those are some really nice belts you got there. It'd be a pity if you were to lose them today, which is gonna happen. I'm terribly sorry, but your championship is gonna have to be relinquished.
Yeah, we've done this so many times.
I mean, 2 weeks ago I heard this from Kalinowski,
and boss,
yep, they said it too.
Loves to come in here and try.
So we've heard this all before.
Yeah, you know what we're not? We're not Bateman, and we're not Kalinowski, and we're not any of the other players. We are the players who will defeat you today. And we have the strength, we have the power, we have the brains. And William, do you have anything to add?
I am such a fan! You guys are so cool! When you beat Kalinowski all those times, and when you beat Bateman all those times, those guys are such jerks! You're so good! You're so good! What?
Do you have anything else to add?
Yes! Please take my picture. Take my picture, the record is good.
What are you doing?
You're nice! Come on! Okay, listen, I'll take it myself. Okay, you guys. Come on. Say on may they rain! undercard match there in the Inner Geekdom, but now it is time for the championship, the team championship. That's right, the challengers, critically acclaimed William Bibiani and Whitney Seibold. That's right, they go up against the reigning champions themselves, the ShireWolves.
Oh yeah, people love ShireWolves as they should. Christian, why do we compete? Why do we get in this competition
I'm
arena?
retired, Ken.
Oh, why? In general, we, the royal we. Why? Why?
Because
the answer is to win
no,
gold.
to win gold.
To win gold.
You're right.
Glory
You're
and
right.
gold. This is what this is all about, and I'm so excited to be here for this title match. It all comes to these kind of matches.
Well, there's so much story here for sure, because the funny thing is that you rewind, on the first iteration of Inside Schmoedown, you had interviewed a very different, back then, William Bibiani, who was a little bit more cocky, who was a little bit more arrogant, and he at that time he said that he was going to win the singles tournament, he was going to win the teams tournament, he would have both championships, and when Critically Acclaimed debuted, everyone thought this was a team that was going to be unstoppable. They ran into late to the party. There was a big bump in the road. We didn't really, out of the tournament they went. We didn't see them for a little bit, but the attitude got better. And William Bibiani and Whitney started to show. It's very similar to Bibiani's singles career, to where he had this big, that Enrico match, and then JTE threw him off, and what's going to happen? He eventually gets himself to a #1 contender match, and then he won the championship. Can he repeat himself here? Because Critically Acclaimed is 4-1 now, and all 4 of their wins by TKO.
Well, that's amazing. I didn't even know that stat. Frankie Numbers didn't text me that like he texted you. But, the story of William the Beast Bibiani is very interesting to me. This is a guy who came in heralded, came in like this, and the team, the Critically Acclaimed forums, you think this is going to work. It's like my 3rd marriage. It doesn't work, but you learn, and that's how I got my 4th marriage. Right. So that's what happens, and they have learned. I give William the Beast Bibiani a lot of credit for coming out of a valley and climbing back up to a peak.
And the same can be said for Whitney Seibold as well, who's been playing very well. But here's the problem. The problem is that, yes, they are 4-1, they have 4 knockouts, and they have a championship shot now. The problem is that they have to try to win the championship from the ShireWolves. And the ShireWolves are one of, if not the best team that we have seen. They are 5-0. They have not lost. They are 2 former rookies of the year. You saw what Clark Wolf did last year in the tournament. Lost to Ethan Irwin, the former Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion, in the finals by a word. One word, and she would have been playing for that championship. She has played for a championship. She took Sam Levine to sudden death. Rachel Cushing has done the same thing. They are legends in the league. They are Hall of Fame players, and now Rachel Cushing also coming off maybe the biggest win of her career, and when she defeated Mike Kalinowski in arguably one of the best matches we've ever seen. She's now the Inner Geekdom champion. She is the first ever female double belted champion, as well as being the first person to ever be double belted with the Inner Geekdom championship. So these ladies are intimidating. They are some of the strongest players that we've ever seen in this game, and it is not going to be easy for Critically Acclaimed. But ShireWolves also want to make sure they're chasing that Patriots record of 7 title defenses, and now they are going for #2.
Wow, yeah, a lot of accomplishments, a lot of great things you just said there, Christian. But you know what? It just comes back to me: talent, pure talent, and how these 2 competitors, Clark and Rachel, how they have grown in the league. A lot of people know Rachel and I were partners. But
you stabbed her in the back. I remember.
Well, maybe that's from a certain point of view. But much like when my first 5 marriages ended, all 5 of those women, actually it was 4. Right. There was a double marriage. They all went on to better things after. They all went on to bigger and better things, and that's what Rachel has done for the Shadow and the crumbled shards of the Nerds Watch. She's now one of the champions, and Clark Wolf is one of the most intense competitors who comes to play. Game day is a thing with her. You kind of like a pitcher in the 5th inning of a no-hitter. You just stay away and let her do her thing. This is going to be a big match.
Now, as much as I want to hear about your future alimony, I would love to now move over to hear from the players. They have a lot to say. Here we go.
Here we are. Yeah, we're back. I'm feeling good. Yeah,
the Magic season, supposedly. I think it's time that we were a part of that season.
Agreed.
We've defended once, and we are very ready to defend again.
Critically acclaimed, they are gaining their respect. Whitney and I have been a great team since the start.
You and I started from humble beginnings, as many do.
We are the smartest people in the whole league, and we got to show that today.
We really weren't humble at all.
No, actually, we were really arrogant about it.
We only had one loss, and that loss was by a razor-thin margin, and it was very high scoring. It is our time to finally prove that we are the greatest team in the movie trivia Schmoedown. And you know what?
I'm not going to squander it. You going to squander it?
Critically acclaimed is an incredible team. There's no denying that whatsoever. We've seen what they do.
They're more than worthy competitors. Both of those guys, I've known William Viviani for a really long time. The dude's a walking encyclopedia. But that said, Rachel and I think are confident players.
They've got weaknesses. We're aware of them. We've done our homework, and we are ready because we want to keep these belts.
The ShireWolves are formidable opponents. Several wins to their record.
They've never lost.
At least 2 or 3 wins then.
I have wanted to play these two players since I started. They are the smartest, most capable, dramatic, cool, everything. I love them, and there's no way to prove that you're really good at this unless you take on players like Rachel and Clark.
We work so well as a team because we work together. It's a partnership, 50-50.
The Fife Club coming together, having that unit for us in last season and last year was amazing. But now we can stand on our own. We've had other managers approach, and the truth of the matter is we're in this together.
I think we've got each other. We're rogue agents back to back, and good luck to Emma and to Mark. But right now it's you and me all the way.
Yes.
Their sense of style is top. You know, they're the top. Everything works well. Except for one thing. Those belts.
I had the singles belt last year.
That's right.
I did, and it felt good. Felt really good. You know what goes with everything? That belt. But you know what? I want another belt. I've had the one belt. I want to try for a second, and there's no one I would rather wear a belt with than Whitney the Beauty Seibold.
Oh, stop. No.
Never. You're beautiful, and I love you.
Critically acclaimed, you've won a whole lot of matches by TKO, but that stops today. We're after the record that was set by the Patriots.
You might have had your TKOs, but you've never played us.
We're going to take the belts from you politely,
Very nice.
gently.
Yes.
We're going to be nice about it,
Very reasonable.
but they're going to be on our waists.
And possibly our shoulders if they don't fit.
Hashtag belt belt.
Hashtag belt belt.
We're excited to see you out there, but we're not going down lightly. These belts are going to be ours for a while.
Yeah! ShireWolves! ShireWolves!
Look how we got here. By the way, big shout out to Eric, our editor, who's been cutting these amazing promos. I mean, round of applause for promos have just been insane. Check him out over at his YouTube channel, Nerd Chronic. I mean, they've just been so good this season. So thank you, Eric. So listen, as you see inside of those promos, this has been storied. We are getting to the fact of where these are a team that was deemed to be champions, haven't gotten there yet, and then a team that has earned their right to be the champions, and they're now going to prove it.
Look, it all comes down to this. The proof is in the pudding. I love pudding. I love proof. It all collides here.
All right, notable accomplishments. Here we go. Critically acclaimed. They have a former singles champion. They have 4 victories, and they also have 4 TKOs in all of their victories. And then the ShireWolves. They have way too many Schmoedown awards that I can even list. That's one notable accomplishment. They are both former rookies of the year. They are undefeated. They are the rookie team of the year, and they are the reigning champions with 1 defense. Their match against the Who's the Boss team of Mark Riley and Ben Bateman, one of the classics of all time. And now we are set to do battle. Ken Knapsack, are you ready?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia! 5 rounds for movie trivia Schmoedown Team Championship of the World. Introducing
Coffin. William Bibiani and Whitney Seibold are back with one of their famous entrances. Now, if you like what they did for Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Monsters Inc., I think you're going to be disappointed this time around. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I just made a silly appearance in Gremlins 2. But I think you'll have to agree with me, this one is pretty much of a letdown. In fact, I'm giving it no stars.
I gotta agree with Leonard Maltin's review.
Yes, there we go.
All right.
And their opponents. With a record of 5 wins, no defeats, they are the 2018 Rookie Team of the Year, 2018 Team of the Year, and the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed movie trivia Schmoedown Team Champions of the World, Classic Clark Wolf, and the reigning Geekdom Champion, Rachel the Crusher Cushion, the ShireWolves.
Hey there. What'd you think of our last match?
Yeah, I saw it. Sucked as usual.
I think you have really bad manners.
Well, I think you dumb girls should stay out of a man's game.
Where do you get off behaving like that?
Hey, that's why they invented the internet, so ignorant idiots like me could anonymously say whatever they wanted to. I'm a hero. You should be thanking me.
We think you should apologize.
For what? Having a completely uninformed opinion and spewing mass stupidity?
You say you're sorry, or I'm gonna make you sorry.
Oh, man. Come on, I have the right to cowardly criticize people better than me.
I bet you even called us didn't you?
Of course I did.
Damn, I hate being called
Are you gonna apologize or what?
No, YouTube is nothing without my hot takes. You!
I don't think he's gonna apologize.
Nah, I don't think so.
For the champs. All right, so our competitors are sitting down.
Look at that. All the gold Rachel's got to put down there.
She's
Look at
gonna
that.
put one away. So we are now going to go over the rules of round number 1. The competitors are going to get 8 questions in a various amounts of categories here. Can range from anything, Ken. And 8 questions worth 1 point apiece. 15 seconds to answer the question. Don't forget about your JTE rules. Don't forget about your challenges. And with that, that's everything happening in round 1, Ken.
Absolutely. It's going to be exciting. I think we should get to it, sir.
All right, so with that, I would have to ask first, the champions, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do this.
Challengers, are you ready?
Oh, heck yeah. I think we're ready.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! All right. Question number 1 comes from the realm of comedies. Who stars as Jesse Montgomery alongside Sean William Scott in Dude, Where's My Car?
I thought that was a documentary about JTE's life before his car.
That's Where's My Bird?
We're going to run that one into the ground like he
Just
did
like
himself.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Clark.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yes, it is.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yes, thank you.
Ashton Kutcher.
Bibbs.
Ashton Kutcher.
All set. Question number 2 comes in the category of horror/thriller. What classic Halloween costume is 6-year-old Michael Myers wearing when he commits his first murder in 1978's Halloween? Do you remember what you were wearing when you committed your first murder?
Godzilla. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whitney Seibold.
A clown.
Yes, it is. Rachel.
A clown.
Yep, Bibbs. A clown. And Clark.
A clown.
All right. Christian. Starting is exactly what we thought we'd get, and now we get to question number 3, dramas. In the 2016 Best Picture winner, Spotlight, which major event in the United States forces the Boston Globe Spotlight team to put their investigation of sex abuse in the Catholic Church on hold?
Feel the tension. Feel
5,
the thoughts.
4,
Hello, friends.
3,
I haven't
2,
seen the movie.
1, pens down, and Rachel.
9/11.
That's correct. Bibbs.
9/11.
Yes,
War
correct.
in Iraq.
Okay, and Whitney.
9/11.
Okay, so only Clark missed there. So 6-5. 6-5, only 1 point down, and we get to our next question.
Fourth question comes in the category of action/adventure. Action-adventure. Who plays Will Smith's girlfriend and eventual wife in Independence Day?
Feel the energy.
It's like tension, a good
5,
competitive tension.
4,
Vivica A. Fox.
2, 1, Bibbs.
Vivica Fox.
Yes, and Clark.
Vivica A. Fox.
Yes, Whitney.
Vivica A. Fox.
And Rachel.
Vivica A. Fox.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Good. Place Whitney. Stay 7. All right, next question here. Next question would be from Fantasy Sci-Fi. Who plays the villainous Thaddeus Valentine in 2018's Mortal Engines?
All right. Some titters from the crowd there. So not a fan of 2018.
No. 5, 4,
Hugo Weaving.
2, 1, Clark.
I don't have it.
Didn't have it. Whitney?
Hugo Weaving.
Yes, Rachel?
Hugo Weaving.
Yes,
correct.
Bibbs.
Hugo Weaving. And that movie is good.
All right.
Yes, it literally is.
All right.
Question six comes in the category of animated. What 1998 animated film features the songs Playing with the Big Boys, Deliver Us, and When You Believe? For $20 extra, I'll sing all 3 of those if you want.
How about $40 not to?
Deal.
5,
Mulan.
4. Repeat. Okay, first one.
JT, what 1998 animated film features the songs Playing with the Big Boys, Deliver Us, and When You Believe? Did that JT
5,
work for him?
4, 3, 2, 1. Whitney?
Prince of Egypt.
Yes,
correct.
Rachel?
Prince of Egypt.
Yes, she got it.
Prince of Egypt.
Yep,
Prince of
everybody
Egypt.
got it. Everybody got it. All right. That was good. That was good. Here we go, guys. All right.
Now I remember.
All right, here we go. Movie release dates. This is for number 7. Movie release dates.
Great.
All right. Gangs of New York, Road to Perdition, and Men in Black 2. They all came out in which year?
2002.
You can feel it. This is a close game here.
How well do you remember time?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Rachel.
2002.
That's correct. Bibbs.
2002.
Yes.
2003.
2003.
So Rachel and Bibbs got it. They both have so far. They have not missed. Whitney missed that one. It is still 13-11, 2 points here. But, so here's what we do here on this one. If Rachel and Bibbs get this, they both have perfect rounds, and we'll have to answer a bonus. All right, Ken, here we go.
All right, this 8th and final question this round, potentially, is a Patreon question. The following question comes to you from Jeremiah Spivey. Thank you, Jeremiah, for support. Patreon.com/Schmoedown is where you can support as well. The category is biopics. What former Taxi co-star played Andy Kaufman's manager, George Shapiro, in Man on the Moon? If you believe, Christian, if you believe, they put a man on the moon.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Judd Hirsch.
1. Pens down, and Beast.
Danny DeVito.
That's Yes. correct. Clark.
Danny DeVito.
Yep, Whitney.
Time's sexiest man alive, Danny DeVito.
All right, and Rachel.
Danny DeVito.
Perfect round for Bibiani and Rachel.
Thank you very much.
This question is just for Bibiani and Rachel. Please use your whiteboards here, guys. So we are going to ask this question, and this is just for Bibbs and Rachel. Here we go.
Who stars as a small-town lawyer who must defend a man accusing of killing his wife's attacker in the 1959 classic drama Anatomy of a Murder?
Anatomy of Murder.
Thank you.
It's been a long day. It's all right.
Long day. I JT'd it and I'm proud of it.
James
5,
Stewart.
4, 3. Screw you guys. 2. And pens down. And Rachel?
Jimmy Stewart.
For the point, James Stewart. 1 point. What a battle, Rachel and Vince and Brooke. Strong rounds for both Clark and Whitney, and they're only 2 points away. 14-16. Wow.
Can you
What
tell?
that
It
is
is a title fight, Christian.
Unbelievable. Okay, so now we get to round number 2. The competitors will switch up their seats, and round number 2, the champions have decided to take opponent's choice and spinner's choice off of the wheel. They have the option to do that, and because of that, the competitors will spin. If they don't like what they get the first time, they can spin again. There are 6 questions in this round, 2 points apiece, unless you go to multiple choice. Then it is 1 point. And remember, you can steal. Critically Acclaimed has used 1 JTE rule, and the ShireWolves have used none thus far. The wheel for today's match is sponsored by our Schmoedown patron, Jeremy Hastings, on patreon.com/Schmoedown. Thank you so much. The sponsored wheel slices for today's matches are 2000s and comedy. Thank you, Jeremy.
And a wheel slice for today's match was sponsored by one of our Schmoedown patrons on patreon.com/Schmoedown. The sponsor wheel for today's match is Action Adventure. Action Adventure. If we land on that slice, we'll shout out that name.
So now we have the challengers who are in the lead, who have an opportunity to go either first or second.
We'd like to go first, please.
You'd like to go first. Okay, so please spin from the wheel, Pips.
Trying to take control there.
Yes.
Yeah, by the peg. Good. Really hard by the peg.
There you go. I also want to... All right, so they are looking... Where do we go? It's coming back around. Where's it going? Where are they going? Where are they going? John Carpenter? Carpenter. All right, Carpenter. They got Carpenter. Okay.
6 questions coming your way in the category of John Carpenter. John Carpenter, critically acclaimed. 2 points for straight answer, 1 point for multiple choice. Question 1. Which rapper turned actor portrays dangerous criminal Desolation Williams in 2001's Ghosts of Mars?
Ice Cube.
That is correct. Ice Cube is the answer for 2 points there. All right, next question. Carpenter's The Thing was released on the same day as what other legendary sci-fi film?
E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Incorrect. Incorrect. For Steele.
Okay.
Blade Runner.
That's correct. Third question out of 6. What popular video game series was inspired by the characters in Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
That is correct for 2 points. 2 points. Fourth question out of 6. In what state does Starman crash land in Starman?
Multiple choice, please.
A, West Virginia. B, Florida. C, Wisconsin. D, Montana.
Montana?
Incorrect for Steele. 1 point Steele.
Florida?
Incorrect. Looking for Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
Okay. So still 4 points
Somewhere
here.
Yeah. Fifth question.
Montana and West Virginia.
Fifth question. Which actress portrays Holly in They Live? Looking for an answer.
5, 4, 3.
Meg Ward.
Incorrect. 2 point Steele opportunity here.
I don't have it.
All right, we're looking for Meg Foster. Meg Foster.
Meg Foster.
Meg Foster, but still a good round so far. Final question in this round, John Carpenter. Sixth question. Amber Heard is institutionalized and becomes haunted by a ghost in 2010's The Ward. What is the name of the psychiatric hospital she is kept at?
Wow. That is a deep cut. We're going multiple choice on that.
Really?
That is a multiple choice question. If I remember.
All right.
We didn't write them.
A, North Bend. B, Smith's Grove. C, Cherry Lane. D, Eastern State.
A. North Bend.
5, 4,
East Bend.
Incorrect for a 1-point steal.
Can we hear the choices again, please?
A. North Bend. B. Smiths Grove. C. Cherry Lane. D. Eastern State.
Okay. Wait, that's what they guessed.
Oh.
5, 4.
Cherry Lane.
Incorrect. Looking for North Bend. North Bend.
See, we actually they said East Bend.
Asked us to clarify because we would have given you an actual one that was
East
given.
Bend.
But
That's true. That's true.
All right. So here we go. So now Jesus. Critically Acclaimed is still in the lead. It is 4 points. Carpenter didn't work out they wanted to, but the champions now will spin. Clark Wolf walking to the wheel and will spin from the wheel, and we will see what they let. Whoa! Oh my God! That's some shot. Mark Ellis just flinched somewhere wherever he is. Wow! We'll see. Unbelievable. And here we go. Here we go to the round. They're looking for something strong because Carpenter didn't work out the way that they wanted to, but you never know what's going to pop up on the wheel for the champions. And here we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, they came close to it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh! They're spinning again.
Spin again.
Clark Wolf is going to spin that wheel right off of them.
All right.
Clark Wolf has had great luck so far with that wheel, and they're looking for either horror. They might be looking for, look, after that performance with Kalinowski, probably comic book movies, probably something they're looking for too.
After that spin, the Titanic wouldn't have hit the iceberg.
And it's coming back around. It's coming back around. What's it going to hit? Looks like biopics, Ken.
Looks like...
No,
Nope.
2000s.
2000.
All right, 2000s. I will be asking questions to the champions here in the realm of the 2000s.
Right.
2000s. All right. Here we go, guys. In the film In Bruges, what Game of Thrones actor played the priest that was the target of Colin Farrell's hit? Five.
Multiple choice.
A. Charles Dance. B. Kieran Hines. C. Liam Cunningham. D.
Kieran
Julian Glover.
Hines. Kieran Hines.
I know that answer.
5, 4.
Karen Hines.
Correct.
That's correct. Mance Ritter himself. Mance Ritter himself.
All right, question 2. In Avatar, who plays head of security detail Colonel Miles Quaritch?
Stephen Lang. Right? Stephen Lang.
5,
Stephen Lang.
4.
Repeat the question.
In Avatar, who plays head of security detail Colonel Miles Quaritch?
Stephen Lang.
2 points. 2 points
There. Pull it with that 1 point, Christian.
All right, here we go. Question 3. In Hot Fuzz, what is the only word that the dim-witted Lurch utters throughout the film?
Multiple choice.
A. Blarg. B. Yarp. C. Farp. D. Narc.
Yarp.
Thank
B.
you.
Yarp.
5.
B.
Correct. That's correct. Ties up the game. Ties up the game. So now we got question 4. Question 4. Here we go.
From Yarp to the Hound.
Okay, question 4. In American Psycho, which actor plays Detective Donald Kimball, who is the man investigating Patrick Bateman?
Willem Dafoe.
Yep, my nemesis. That is right. That's question 4. That's question 4. All right, question 5. Question 5. What was the name of Nicole Kidman's character in Moulin Rouge?
Satine.
2 points. 2. 4-point lead, Christian. All right, here we go. Last question here. Last question. Who stars with Drew Barrymore as a couple trying to get rid of an elderly tenant in 2003's Duplex?
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
2 points. All right, points. That's it. ShireWolves have turned a deficit into a lead. It is now 26-20. The champions have a 6-point lead. Betting round, and Clark will now spin that poor wheel. And Clark's going to spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, we get to the betting round. The betting round works like this: the champions will spin whatever category they get. They will have both teams will have a chance to bet up till 3, 0 to 3 points. They can bet, and now Clark will spin. Here we go. Wow, that is something.
It is.
Yeah.
He's my guy here.
So again, look, they were down, and now the champions have a nice, comfortable lead here, but we saw that happen go away pretty fast in the Intergeekdom match, so this betting round could be everything.
You got to play them all.
Here we
9
go.
innings,
And
4 quarters.
Over 2, and we're landing on movie quotes.
Movie quotes.
Very good. All right, so now the teams are going to write down how many points they would
1
like to
point.
wager, and we are going to
1.
then get to the actual question itself. All right. Which horror classic features the line, "They're coming to get you, Barbara"?
Right. Wow, there was a lot of flurry at the table up there.
Oh, it makes anybody feel better. I wouldn't have gotten it. I don't know anything. 5.
I would have been scared.
Halloween!
3, 2, 1. Critically acclaimed, how many points? 3. And you took
Night of the Living Dead.
correct.
That's
and
correct.
We bet 1,
1 point.
and we said Night of the Living
There you
Dead.
go. Okay. Yeah, so it's it was a smart choice though, because look, they still have a 4-point lead here. It's a 4-point lead. They just went from 6 to 4, but it's still a 4-point lead, and now we get into that speed round. The speed round, and here we go. The speed round. We are going to give the competitors 5
This is where
questions.
the
Ken,
ShireWolves
5 questions. They will buzz
handling.
in. They will have 2 seconds to answer the question. If they get it right, they get a point. If they miss it, they lose a point with 5 questions. All right, so Ken, I will ask the 5 questions. Champions, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not the champions yet?
That's
Challengers. Challengers, are you ready?
Yeah, we're
All right,
sure.
here we go.
Go
All right,
check.
okay. Question 1. What is Jim Carrey's
Lawyer.
profession in 1997's Liar Liar?
Willie. Lawyer.
Yes. Question 2. Reese Witherspoon, Josh Lucas,
Sweet Home
Patrick Dempsey.
Alabama!
Rachel.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes. Name the movie that begins with the narrated line, "People are always asking
Fight
me
Club.
if I know Tyler Durden." Rachel.
Fight Club.
Yes. What action film franchise features the following characters? Luther, Benji, Julia.
Rachel.
Mission Impossible.
Yes. Last one. Last one.
Hold up.
In Disney's Frozen, who voices Anna?
Beast.
Oh, Beast. Oh, sorry.
Point taken away.
I didn't.
All right,
You were
point
very
taken away,
quiet.
and that is Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell was
Yeah,
here. All right, so now the
we should say my
ShireWolves
name
find themselves with a 7-point lead going into the 5th and final round. All right, so the 5th and final round, and here we go. 5th and final round.
Hold up. Let
The
me check
competitors
from here.
will get.
Because I thought that ShireWolves bet 3 points. Let me go back here.
Going to then get to the actual question itself. All right. Which horror classic features the line, "They're coming to get you, Barbara"?
All right. Wow, there was a lot of flurry at the table up there.
Oh, it makes anybody feel better. I wouldn't have gotten it. I don't know anything. 5,
I would have been scared.
4, 3, 2, 1. Critically acclaimed, how many points? 3. And you took
Night of the Living Dead.
correct.
That's
and
correct.
We bet 1,
1 point.
and we said Night of the Living
There you
Dead.
go. Okay. Yeah, so okay. I apologize.
Okay.
Point taken away. Point taken away, and that is Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell was here. All right, so now the ShireWolves find themselves with a 7-point lead going into the 5th and final round. All right, so the 5th and final round, and here we go. 5th and final round. The competitors will get 3 questions. They will choose from categories 1 to 20. First one will be worth 2, second one 3, third one 5. They will decide who wants to take the 2, who wants to take the 3, and they can coordinate on the 5-pointer. All right, we are going to start with the champions who find themselves with a 7-point lead here. ShireWolves, 3 questions from 1 to 20.
4, 8, and 19.
4, 8, and 19, and the challengers.
5, 6, and 10.
5, 5, 6, and 10 for the challengers. I will start with here. We will start with the 2-pointer for critically acclaimed. All right, number 5. Here we go, guys. Number 5. Steven Spielberg is the category.
You'll take that? I'll take Spielberg.
Whitney will take Spielberg. Okay.
I apologize in advance.
Whitney, what 1989 Spielberg film stars Richard Dreyfuss as the ghost of a forest fire pilot watching his former girlfriend try to move on with her life after he tragically dies?
Always.
2 points.
Correct. 2 points.
All right. Now the Beast will have number 6. Number 6, Nicole Kidman. William, here we go. Okay. Who directed 2017's The Beguiled?
Sofia Coppola.
Yes.
Correct for 3 points.
All right. 5. Your 5-pointer is from number 10. Now, if critically acclaimed hits it, it bounces back to the champions who will have a chance to win. However, if they miss it, the ShireWolves will win via TKO. And here is your category. It was number 10. You guys can collaborate. This is from 90s movies. 90s movies. Here we go. In Wayne's World, what is the name of Cassandra's band?
You're right. Crucial Taunt.
That's correct.
Wow. All right. So now the ShireWolves have a chance to win the game. Now the ShireWolves have to hit, they just need to hit their 3 or their 5. Or excuse me, their 2 and their 5. And here we, shit, they can just hit their 5. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go. So
don't mess up, guys.
Starting with category 4, Ken.
Category 4 is 70s, 1970s, 2-point question. Who directed? Oh, so who is taking it? Sorry.
I'll take it.
Rachel is taking the question. Who directed the Al Pacino crime classic Dog Day Afternoon?
Sidney Lumet.
2 points. Correct. All right. So now Clark Wolf will have a chance here to win the game. If she hits this, it is over. If not, they will have a chance to hit the 5-pointer. Here we go.
All right.
Come on, Clark, you got this.
All right.
McConaughey.
Your category. Your category is fantasy sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. 3-point question. Frank Oz provided the voice of the Wise Man in which 1986 fantasy movie?
Labyrinth.
And you're by critically acclaimed. 3 points. Hell of a battle there. The champions are still the champions. 35-33, Ken, and now they sit back and they wait to see, will they be playing Who's the Boss again after that Chicago match? Will they play them again, or will they be facing their former stablemate, Mark Andreyko, as the Odd Couple and Who's the Boss go at it on April 13th? And you guys can still get those tickets. Go on over to the Schmoedownlive.com to watch that #1 contender match. But we know now, whoever wins that Chicago match will be facing the Chicagoans. They'll be facing the ShireWolves. So let's go and talk to Jen Sturger, who's with both the critically acclaimed and the ShireWolves. Here we go.
Thanks, Christian. A lot of growling going on back here. I know that was just not the way you guys thought that was going to pan out, and you guys had a great match. You were up the first round. I really think that steal in the second round hurt you. And then the betting round, you kept it close. And then the speed round happened, and it's like the wheels kind of fell off.
Yeah, I'm a little perturbed about the speed round. I'm gonna have some harsh words to say at our next rules conference.
I'm sure they'll be screaming.
Well, listen, I'm just gonna say what happened. I'm just gonna say what happened, for better or worse. I buzzed, and you have to wait for your name to be called, and I kept waiting, and then I heard what sounded like a kitten fart, and apparently that was them calling my name, and I was like, oh,
that wasn't a kitten
then,
farting?
Yeah, I totally threw me off my game. I knew the answer. I was waiting to say the right answer. there needs to be some sort of decibel rule in the future. I'm also a little bummed about the question that we got wrong for multiple choice in John Carpenter, where we said the wrong words and they didn't check to see which one we meant because we conflated two of them. That should also be a rules conference thing at some point. But listen, it happens. These things happen, and the important thing is we're never going to get any shirts.
Why no?
That's the important thing. I've had a belt.
Why no
shirts.
challenges though? Why no challenges? They're there for a reason.
Crap.
Here's something else.
I forgot you could do it for those reasons. I thought the question had to be wrong.
Here's something I've learned. I have a slow reaction time. And it's difficult to hit those buttons on time. That's all.
I'm gonna say something right now. Whitney and I, we've had a weird journey. We had all these stops and starts.
This is your actual first title match together, which I mean, when I thought about it, I was like, is it?
It's like, remember,
because I feel like you guys have always been one of the top tier teams here. And so the fact that
remember Jack and Jill when Jill broke Al Pacino's Oscar and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, you have another one of those, right? And Al Pacino's like, you'd think so, but no. Like that's how I feel about the situation. But
look, it's a sad state if you have to compare our current state of affairs to the movie Jack and Jill.
I chose my film carefully. I'm a professional critic. But listen, it's been a really great journey with you, Whitney, and it's going to continue, and I want to just keep playing matches with you. You're my ride or die. I hope you never betray me. I hope this isn't setting up some sort of ironic twist later, but for me, we had a great match against the ShireWolves. They won fair and square. They're awesome. They're the best in the league. For now, we're going to keep working at it.
Look, we fought hard. That was a bar brawl.
Chairs
were lifted, stools were mashed over people's heads, and we came out okay, I think.
Bibbs didn't even have a chair.
I didn't remember that. Yeah. Well, guys got smashed.
Obviously, this is not the end of Critically Acclaimed.
Oh God, I hope not. We have a podcast.
You go back, you regroup. Hopefully you guys aren't tired of each other because I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of you this season.
Oh, fingers crossed.
We're coming back, and let me tell you something. I don't know if it's allowed. I don't know what the rules are, but whoever loses that odd couple who's the boss match, we might be coming for you if scheduling permits and if they let us.
Well, we'll see.
Still working on my smack talk.
Yeah, fourth right there.
Yeah!
No more tags, guys.
Growl.
No more tags.
Growl, everyone.
Interview's over.
Just growl.
And we are back with the Stool Champions, the ShireWolves. Ladies, I mean, what an incredible match. You guys have now defended the titles twice, and I mean, just walking you guys through that match, Critically Acclaimed, obviously, no slouches. The first round, you guys were actually down, and I feel like, I've watched you both progress so much as competitors that, you would have probably gotten in your heads previously. But, this is a whole new ShireWolves. And I say that every time I see you guys play together because your chemistry as a team just keeps growing and growing, Second round, obviously, that steal was huge. Absolutely huge. How are you feeling when you made that pull?
Oh, very good. I was just talking to Rachel before we started rolling, and I knew where their minds were. I knew what they were trying to do because it's a famous bit of film history, but that E.T. and the Thing came out the same year, and America collectively chose the friendly alien and not the vicious, murderous alien.
Who wouldn't?
Oh, yeah. But it also is a very famous piece of trivia that two sci-fi classics, The Thing and Blade Runner, came out on the same day, and both flopped at the time. So I knew where their head was at. But, I mean, I do appreciate what you said earlier about, the miss in round one, because I think that's something Rachel and I have talked about. We really are working on not letting that stuff get to us.
You have to play one question at a time,
Yes.
and if you miss something, we've both in the past let that bother us, and therefore you're not concentrating on the next question, and maybe you miss that one, and then it snowballs, and you can get into your own head, and both being up there side by side and talking those kinds of things through, we've both learned that you can't let that happen, and you have to move on.
In round 3, obviously, Clark hits something that she knows, and then speed round.
Rachel,
you were on fire.
She killed
It's your hands are burning.
She was so good. I figured it out. I don't know. I'm notoriously terrible at the speed round, but this time, I don't know.
And the speed round obviously didn't go Bib's way, and that was, that's one of those challenging moments where you're like, well, if you didn't agree with what was happening, speak up in the moment and don't wait until after the fact, you know?
That's the other thing about this. The more you play, the more you realize that honestly, Bibiani probably knows more movie trivia than the rest of us. Like, I honestly think that he's a walking encyclopedia with this stuff, but this game is a game. It's not just about the trivia. You can't get in your head. You have to know about your JTE rules. You have to know about your challenges. You have to know about your options. And, you know, I think if that had been us,
I
we would have challenged
heartbeat.
and
That was
hopefully gotten a new question.
I was sitting there going, nope, you challenged that. That is like, but
Yeah,
this
feel
is,
strongly.
but this is how, you know, I think that we are really trying to play the game.
That's something that you guys have totally, I've watched you grow, because before, you both are obviously monsters with movie trivia, but the strategy has increased so much with how the two of you play the game, that I mean, that even when you aren't having your strongest day trivia-wise, that's just going to be something that people are going to come up against you guys, and they just aren't going to be prepared for.
Yeah, we talk a lot about strategy. We really do. We talk a lot about strategy going into the match, but also in between.
During the match.
Yeah.
We talk between every round.
Yep.
I don't know if the cameras are on us, but we're always, what just happened? Okay, we're down by this, we're up by this.
Where are we at? How do
Where's
we
your
feel?
head? Like, we communicate and we figure it out as we go, but it's always as a team, and it's always knowing all the pieces of the game.
Yep.
You have to keep that in mind.
So, all your accolades aside, obviously, and, you know, congratulations on today. We are still looking ahead, obviously, to April 13th in Chicago, because that's obviously a big match coming up between Who's the Boss and the Odd Couple, your former teammate, Mark Andreyko, with the Fife Club. Now, I know would it be weird to have to face Mark, or do you want to face Who's the Boss again? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of emotions
We're
going
big
into this.
fans of Mark.
Always. I mean, Fife Club had 2018. We will always have that. We will always, you know, be rooting for Mark, except when he plays us. But, you know, that's a formidable team. And I honestly think that match in Chicago is going to be a barn burner. Yeah. We will be watching live from here, taking notes and doing our due diligence. But we will be ready for either one of those teams. But I have gone on record saying that I think rematches are fun. I think beating Ben Bateman is fun.
We do it often.
Yeah, we have done it before, so we'd be eager to do it again.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again today, ladies, on another win. Wow, 2019, maybe the next year for the ShireWolves. We'll have to see.
Thank you.
All right, like as you see, look, obviously critically acclaimed, a little bummed out there too. William didn't think that he didn't hear.
You know, he might have a case.
He didn't hear me say beast on the
I said wrong.
I understand the
he might have me in court. I get it.
Well, either way, it comes down to the fact that the ShireWolves played really, really strong. They found themselves down. They came back. John Carpenter hurt the critically acclaimed for sure. And it's a tough loss. William Bibiani is one of the most passionate people that we have in this league. He's the managing editor of TriviaSD.com. He cares about this league. He really wants to. So you understand why he was bummed. But then you hear the ShireWolves. These women right now, Rachel Cushing already is making a play for Player of the Year. I mean, she's already. We're a month and a half into it. The teams of the ShireWolf already coming back in. They have 6 straight victories, 2 title defenses, and now they stare down that potential winner in Chicago. That's going to be a fight.
You know, we haven't built a physical Hall of Fame yet for the Schmoedown, but there's going to be an entire wing to the ShireWolves. You're just going to have to enter and look at all their accomplishments, because this was impressive. But 33 points in a losing effort for critically acclaimed. No one's going to write off this team, as the battle for the titles will obviously go on.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. So, look, and they really made no. When Jen asked them about who they wanted to see, they both said it would be fun to see Andreyko. But and Rachel said it before in Schmoedown Rundown, and she said it again too. They want to take out Who's the Boss again, and they know Who's the Boss wants to take them out. So it's that little rivalry sitting there. But Odd Couple's not going to let that happen, and I know Roxy Stryer has other words about it too. So we are very excited here. What a battle between a great championship match between critically acclaimed, who has absolutely no. They should not hang their head low at all, because that was an absolutely great performance from them. They came back after being down 7, and now we still have the champions, Clark Wolf, Rachel Cushing. Guys, go on over to TriviaSD.com. Check out articles every day over there. Make sure you join the Patreon. You can download episodes of this show on audio. Go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify. It helps tremendously. You're not part of the Patreon. You can't be part of the Patreon. Well, do us a favor and go download, because guess what? It's free. Go and listen. Test yourself. Try to get new people involved by just, hey, Can you get this right? Wait, what's that show you're listening to? Audio works. Do it. Right, Ken?
Audio does work. I'm a fan of audio. That's why I love headphones, Christian. But more than anything, I love the movie trivia Schmoedown, and thank you for all your support. Spread the word, like he said.
All right, guys, so thank you. And once again, we're going to be in your city sooner or later, so go on and get those tickets to Schmoedownlive.com. You want to check out the free-for-all? That is March 23rd, LA. Come and check us out. 40 competitors going for the grand prize of any title that they want. Last person standing. Just mentioned the April 13th Chicago match. Not only Who's the Boss vs. Odd Couple, Mr. Alex Damon, Star Wars, explained himself, puts his title on the line, and it goes down during Star Wars Celebration. And finally, May 18th in Houston at the Booker T Arena, we are going to have the Battle of Action continue. Andrew Guy, Ben Bateman in the main event, going head-to-head with a stipulation that if Ben Bateman loses, he does not get into the Ultimate Schmoedown Singles Tournament, and if Andrew Guy loses, then Bateman gets to pick Andrew Guy's next singles match. All right, so with that, that's the Pit Boss, Ken Knapsack. Watch Inside Schmoedown every Monday. I'm Christian Harloff, and we will see you next time.
Yeah!
Oh, come in.
Roka!
John.
Oh, what's up, Dan?
Sorry to interrupt you. No worries.
See you, man.
Yeah. Want to talk to you for a minute, if you got time.
Who's got time for you, brother?
How you doing? How you been?
Doing good, feeling great. Horsemen are doing well. Riley's doing good. You're a 3-time champion. We're feeling our mojo again as a tag team. It's a good year for the Horsemen.
We're having a great year. And that's something I'm going to throw by you.
Okay.
I've been doing some thinking. You're right. Horsemen are doing great.
Yeah.
Thinking about some ideas, ways that we can sort of shake things up, do something different.
Okay.
We need a couple new members.
We do.
So
You got somebody in mind?
Yeah, I do actually. I had a couple thoughts.
Okay.
I was talking to Riley,
Right. Love that guy.
and I was thinking about Bateman.
First Riley, now you. Why are we talking about Bateman in this room?
I know, I get it, John. Just hear me out, all right? He's having a good year. Horsemen are having a good year. He and Riley, they're a good team. They already played for one team's title.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to play for another. If they win that, that's 2 more belts in the Horsemen. That means if I got the singles belt or you got the singles belt and they got a belt, that's 3 belts for the 4 of us, John. And he's saying, I'm reformed, and I know you can't trust him. I can't trust him
No.
either. If he's lying, we kick his ass out of here, John. He's gone, and then it's me, you, and Riley. We're right back to where we started. But he's got no Riley, he's got no us, he's got no Guy, he's gonna be alone, he's gonna be crippled. Plus, John, and this is a big personal thing for me, if Ben Bateman joins the Horsemen, that is gonna drive Andrew Guy crazy.
Damn, Dan, this is a new side of you. They call you dangerous. This is more vicious, Dan Merle. I haven't seen this color on you ever.
We've been playing each other a lot of years.
Yeah.
I like the game, but I like to strategize too. I'm not telling you what to do. I know there's a lot of history. Just think about it. That's all I'm saying. Damn it.
What's up, Schmoedown fans? Frank here, and it is time for your Schmoedown breakdown.
Frankie numbers!
To start this match, Critically Acclaimed enters as the 12th team to compete for the team title, and they are doing so against the ShireWolves, who boast an accuracy rate of 83%. Critically Acclaimed themselves have a rate of 79%. Now, after one round of play, the challengers have a 2-point lead over the defending champs. Both Bibiani and Cushing went 9 for 9 for the perfect round. And with that perfect round for Rachel Cushing, she is now the only player in Schmoedown history to have earned a perfect first round in each of the 3 divisions. And with Clark Wolf, a historic streak comes to an end. By scoring 5 points in the first, she snaps a 10-game streak in which she has scored 6 or more points in the first round. It's the longest streak of all time in the division. Getting into round 2, Critically Acclaimed scores only 4 points, answering 2 of their 6 questions. It's the fewest points scored in the second round by a team in a title match. They also surrendered a 2-point steal to the ShireWolves. As for the ShireWolves, they earned 10 points, going 6 for 6 in the 2000s category. This is the third straight match they have gone 6 for 6, and they have earned 32 out of a possible 36 points in that span. Going into the wager round, the ShireWolves are up by 6 points, 26 to 20. In the third round, Critically Acclaimed was able to cut into the deficit, trimming it by 2 points, heading into that speed round. However, coming out of the speed round, they found themselves down by 7 points after Rachel Cushing went 3 for 3, and William Bibiani went 1 of 2, effectively earning 0 points for the round. Now, in the final round, Critically Acclaimed would go 3 for 3 for the full 10 points to force it back to the ShireWolves. And coming into the match, the ShireWolves were a perfect 6 for 6 in final round questions, and they would make it 8 for 8 by the end of the match, and in the process, successfully defend their title with a final score of 35 to 33. Going inside the numbers, Critically Acclaimed played a very solid game, going 23 of 29 for an accuracy rate of 79%. After today's match, Critically Acclaimed holds the 4th best accuracy rate in the division. Looking at the defending champions, the ShireWolves went 27 of 33 for an accuracy rate of 82%. In their 6 matches thus far, this is nearly their 4th best performance to date. The ShireWolves have answered 80% or better in 5 of their 6 matches. And when it comes to crunch time between the speed round and the final rounds in their 3 title matches, the ShireWolves have answered a combined 13 of 13 questions. If you want to find out all the stats about this match and from around the league, check out SD Rundown Stats on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every weekend right here on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown channel on YouTube, and also on the Schmoedown podcast feed.
Well, woo! ShireWolves remain the champs, baby! Critically Acclaimed, Bibbs, Witt, you fought valiantly. Hats off to you, gentlemen. But the ShireWolves, they're not going nowhere. And I've said it before, they reiterated this. They're not giving up them belts anytime soon. So they're welcoming all challengers, but they're gonna knock them back to the back of the line. So happy for Clark and Rachel. They are phenomenal. And that entrance, love that entrance. Happy for you, ladies. You keep outdoing yourselves every match. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, ChrisWoodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. And if you do Schmoedown reactions, trailer reactions, come join the MTS Fan Reaction League on Facebook. It's a lot of fun. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub, peace.